Barcelona, Spain, February 12, 2026. The episode of strong winds brought by Storm Nils has had several consequences in Catalonia today. While not a day of record-breaking weather, the effects of the severe windstorm in Catalonia have been noticeable, with gusts reaching up to 166 km per hour and frequently exceeding 100 km per hour in the Barcelona Metropolitan Area. The wind has marked an atypical day that has completely disrupted the lives of Catalans. More than 100 flights were cancelled at the Barcelona airport and multiple disruptions to trains and roads. In Barcelona, a peak wind speed of 105.1 km per hour was recorded at the port, a figure that demonstrates the ferocity of the wind experienced throughout Thursday morning, but which, historically, only ranks among the top 15 recorded in the Catalan capital and the third highest at that weather station. On the other hand, a central and protected urban area like the Raval neighborhood reached 87.1 km per hour, the second highest reading in the more than 20 years of operation of that weather station. With over 600 interventions by the fire department, nearly 2,000 calls to the 112 emergency number, mostly due to fallen trees or building debris, and a total of 1,500 recorded incidents, the worst of it, as is unfortunately typical in these cases, has been personal injury, with 9 people hospitalized, 6 of them in serious condition. The storm has been concentrated along the entire central coast and the metropolitan area, with westerly and northwesterly winds. Badalona has exceeded 100 km per hour, and El Prat has recorded a gust of 103 km per hour.
Sí, sí, mira ahora, ahí está, al suelo, cuidado, cuidado, a la mierda, se ha caído.
Catalonia added to its schools, universities and sports centers, with non-urgent healthcare cancelled. From the first hours of the night, the wind is fiercely strong throughout the metropolitan area of Barcelona. The Catalan Meteorology Service qualified at the maximum level, 6 out of 6, and recorded speeds of 167 km per hour. By mid-morning in emergencies, they have an exceptional record of incidents. Most of them were due to fallen trees, such as a palm tree from Mataró that fell on a car that was traveling on National 2, as were 4 civil protection volunteers who were removing other fallen trees in Sant Boi and the worker at the construction site after a wall fell on top. The transportation network is also very affected. 7 attempts to resolve the bagging of trucks. This morning they were trying to evacuate hundreds of paralyzed trailers little by little.
Mira. Esto sí ya se levanta.
Que se ha caído el árbol, madre mía, toda la carretera, la C31 cortada, ha roto todo el muro, mirad qué fuerte.
At Barcelona Airport, more than 90 flights were cancelled and 10 flights had to be diverted because speeds of more than 90 kilometers per hour prevented landing. The avenue between Barcelona and Tarragona was also suspended for hours, and problems in the Rodalies network aggravated. The wind also affects maritime traffic. Part of the Catalan coast is also in warning for wind and waves, as is the coast of the Balearic Islands and the entire northern coast of the peninsula, as well as the Basque Country, which is in vermelho. In rail traffic, the Rodalies commuter rail service is operated with speed restrictions, and there have been delays on high-speed connections between Madrid and Barcelona due to plastic debris falling onto the overhead power lines. Meanwhile, in Galicia, Asturias, and Castile and Leon, there have been temporary disruptions to rail service between specific locations. Ports have been forced to block or at least limit traffic in several areas of the Mediterranean, including Barcelona. Melilla will remain cut off by sea for approximately 2 days starting this Friday due to the temporary closure of its port. At the end of the morning, Barcelona has experienced the windstorm with an unusual image for a fine day. With very few people on the street and very little traffic, biking is out of service and public transport is functioning normally with the metro and the bus, to the point that there have been specific incidents due to falling snow. The CC 428 road, the section that connects the Caceres towns of Berzicana and Lagrasen, remains closed to traffic after a road detachment occurred at kilometer 7,500 that caused a large chute and a vehicle to fall.
La puerta de casa. Mira esto, qué fuerte. Meu Deus.
Regarding mobility, the windstorm has led to a reduction in traffic of 30% this time to Barcelona, along with a 44% decrease in validations for public transport, according to data presented by the mayor of Mobilitat, Leah Bonet. Since, for the moment, the meteorological forecasts are confirmed and the storm is still intensitat, the Barcelona City Council will maintain the restrictions announced here, with suspension of the festival activities or bising until the evening. Outside the urban areas, Montseny, the Pyrenees and the Pre-Pyrenees, and of course the Alt Empordà, have been the areas of Catalonia that have experienced the most violent gusts of wind. A peak of 166 km per hour in Puigdessol's was the highest of the day, in one of the areas that regularly records the strongest wind gusts in Catalonia. In the Pyrenees, Espot has reached almost 140 kilometers per hour and Boy has moved in the range of 120 kilometers per hour. Similar records to those recorded in El Port del Comte, 123 kilometers per hour, and Port Boo, 122 kilometers per hour.